Join me as I dive deep into the impact of social media on mental health and challenge myself to go a whole week without scrolling. In today's digital age, social media plays a huge role in our lives, and it's hard to imagine a life without it. But have you ever stopped to think about how it's affecting your mental health? With the constant stream of information, the curated highlight reels, and the pressure to keep up appearances, it's no wonder many of us are feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and just plain unhappy. When we think about social media, we often think about the immediate effects it has on our self-esteem. We compare our lives to others, feeling like we don't measure up, and we get caught up in the never-ending cycle of likes, comments, and followers. But the effects of social media on our mental health go far beyond just comparison culture. It can lead to feelings of loneliness, even when we're surrounded by people. It can disrupt our sleep patterns, making it harder to get a good night's rest. And it can even affect our relationships, causing us to feel isolated and disconnected from the people around us. Social media can also be a breeding ground for anxiety and depression. The constant stream of information can be overwhelming, and the pressure to keep up with the latest news and trends can be exhausting. And let's not forget about cyberbullying, which can have devastating effects on our mental health and well-being. But despite all the negative effects, social media can also have a positive impact on our mental health. It can provide a sense of community and connection, it can give us access to resources and support, and it can even help us develop a sense of purpose and belonging. Social media can be a double-edged sword when it comes to our mental health, and it's up to us to be aware of how it's affecting us. By being more mindful of our social media use, we can start to use it in a way that benefits our mental health, rather than harming it. Studies have shown that limiting our social media use can have a significant impact on our mental health. One study found that people who limited their social media use to just 30 minutes a day saw a significant decrease in symptoms of depression and anxiety. Another study found that people who took a break from social media for just a week reported feeling happier and more relaxed. And the experts agree, with many psychologists and mental health professionals speaking out about the negative effects of social media on our mental health. For example, Dr. Jean Twenge, a psychologist who has studied the effects of social media on mental health, has found that teenagers who spend more time on social media are more likely to experience depression and anxiety. And Dr. Catherine Steiner-Adair, a clinical psychologist, has written extensively about the negative effects of social media on our relationships and our sense of self. But social media can also have a positive impact on our mental health, especially when it's used to connect with others and access resources and support. One story that really stands out to me is that of Asenna O'Neill, a teenager who built up a huge following on social media, only to realize that it wasn't making her happy. She started to speak out about the negative effects of social media on her mental health, and eventually deleted all of her accounts. Her story is a powerful reminder that social media is just a tool, and it's up to us to use it in a way that benefits our mental health. According to a recent study, nearly 60% of teenagers experience cyberbullying, which can have devastating effects on their mental health. But despite these statistics, many of us are still unaware of the impact that social media is having on our mental health. That's why it's so important to be aware of how social media is affecting us, and to take steps to use it in a way that benefits our mental health. In conclusion, social media can have a significant impact on our mental health, and it's up to us to be aware of how it's affecting us. By being more mindful of our social media use, and taking steps to use it in a way that benefits our mental health, we can start to feel happier, healthier, and more connected. Thanks for watching, and if you've had any experiences with social media and mental health, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about mental health tips, be sure to check out my next video.